I like having the little dance here. We're seeing both players trying to pick off observers and just how crucial it is to keep those observers alive. Anytime's already lost one, and Free's trying to keep this alive as long as he can, trying to get as much information as he can. Wants to see if the Citadel gets put down at any point, if there's going to be a transition in the Templar attack, and there goes the observer does die for Free. And he wants to know if how many gavies go up. And we've got a speed shuttle out for Free. Speed shuttle. This is not a normal shuttle, so this is pretty heavy, a heavy investment right now. And he definitely is moving across the map. Going to try and make a little bit of a fight here. And I have to say, I absolutely love these pylons by Free throughout his base, across the bottom of the map. It gives him so much scouting information for Reavers that are incoming. And here he comes. We're going to see a little Reaver drop here. Going to try and do as much economic damage as he can. Drop that Reaver. Oh, man, he's going to have to pick that up. And he might lose the shuttle. He might lose the shuttle. Oh, my God, so close. He had one shot, maybe two shots. I can't tell if that's like 15 or 25 health. Barely kept that shuttle alive. And, yeah, we almost saw a colossal mistake by Free. Pretty much exactly what you were talking about before. And that Scarab didn't really do much either. So, almost a mistake there, but no, instead he's going to have I think he still has probably a goon advantage here, a positional advantage as well, but he does lose the shuttle, and those Reavers are probably easily picked up, but I don't think the goons are going to be able to get in there, and Anytime's losing so many forces right now. He picks off one Reaver, he needs to pick up the second Reaver, and he needs to keep his Reaver alive with that good shuttle Reaver micro, and it looks like Anytime is going to come out ahead here with that shuttle coming out becoming so important, the fact that he kept his shuttle alive, and Free was unable to keep his alive, so Anytime comes out ahead in that fight there, but he really needs to push back at least a little bit, needs to do some damage, counter damage, needs to take an expansion, needs to do something to even this up, because he doesn't have that much of a lead right now. He's up the Reaver too, but we do see that Free, both players throwing down the Citadel and the Temple ROKAF. Actually, never mind. If he's got the Storms coming out next, if he's got Storms coming out earlier than Anytime, then he is in a pretty nice spot then, because he will start to have a tech advantage in with the Reavers already out. So Anytime actually coming out ahead on that battle was very, very key, and I think Free's going to have to probably continue to produce Reavers because he invested in that speed shuttle, and also because he lost all of his Reavers, so he doesn't have the mass damage potential right now until he gets Storms or Reavers, and he absolutely cannot afford to go, another couple minutes without any of those mass damage units. So he's going to be forced to produce a couple more Reavers than you sometimes would in a PvP, because you do prefer to see a transition over into Templar attack. DTs and Storm definitely is the favored in longer term macro games in PvP. And Free's going to be forced to delay that just a little bit, and that's just another little victory for Anytime. And if Anytime can maybe get his Templar out early, which we already seen them coming out, and get some Storms out early. We see DTs out already, so great play by Anytime, great intelligence by him going for this strategy. We could see him coming out with just a tech advantage and have a nice, big, nice macro battle where he will come out ahead just because of his massive tech.
Yeah, and I really think that he needs to take the initiative here and just push out. There we go. As I'm talking about it, he needs to push out here. I wish he would have chased down those Dragoons, because sure, he can go for this push here, and he does have some High Templars alongside, but he's going to go in for this push, and he's going to I think he's just going to get clogged up and jammed. He's taking the ramp on the other side of things, but he's going to be able to get pincered now, and now a shuttle is moving out for Free as well. DTs are out in the mix. So it's going to force observers, but I don't think that's really going to be too much of a problem for Free. I mean, observers really aren't the most difficult thing to micro. And here comes a High Templar going to get picked off here in the middle of the field. Really nice interception there, but like I was saying before, he's going to get pincered here. Those Dragoons are going to come in from the back, and they're going to have the high ground. So here it comes, pushing in. I really wish he would have just gone after that initial Dragoon force. There's no Reavers on the opposite side, though, so those Reavers are going to have to come into play and do a lot of damage here. Storm in the background. He needs to get that High Templar to do some storming. That shuttle was going in, I think, for a harass here. Almost gets picked off. Really nice micro there by Anytime. Almost coming out with a decisive victory there, picking off that shuttle, but the Reaver is out and on the ground now, and the Reavers of his own, I think, are not doing much of anything. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, there we go, there's that pincer attack that I was talking about. He comes in with from the back with those Dragoons, and if you guys noticed there, he brought in High Templars, and that was his advantage in that battle, but not a single Storm went off in that entire fight. So it looks like Anytime is just completely getting dominated here. He's got no forces on the ground now, and he could have just chased off those Dragoons right when he broke it. Right when he broke those Dragoons and then went to that high ground, he even saw with a probe that was trying to take that next expansion there, he saw that there were still Dragoons up there, and he really could have just chased those off rather than trying to take the sneaky route and go down that tiny little choke there and work his way around there. I really think that was a mistake on his part, and now he's going to suffer for it. He's going to try to come up here and take the high ground while these forces move in here, and he still, I do want to point out that he still has the High Templar advantage, but I don't think it's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, both players are grabbing their third base right now. It looks like Free's poised to try to do another Reaver drop. He's moving out with his Reavers alone, maybe going to try to pressure that Nexus with just some Scarabs and then retreat his Reavers, but he's bringing them pretty far out with absolutely no protection. Anytime might just be able to go up and pick that up. Oh my god, Free, what are you doing? Oh, he manages to save the first Reavers. That's actually really good that he got off a couple of shots, but I was really worried that he was going to lose it there. I feel like Free... Like, in the first 10 minutes, I feel like Anytime had, like, just a superior control of the Protoss race, but now it looks like it turned around and Free now has superior control. And he might even be able to pick off this third Nexus. A good storm coming out, sending some goons. Oh, another pretty good storm. So I don't think I've seen Free cast a storm. I don't even know if he has any Templar along with his army, so Anytime showing that tech advantage a little bit. But in that last engagement, his Shuttle Reaver Micro just wasn't that good. And it looks like instead of going for storms, Free's just going for Archons. So we're going to see whether Anytime storms can be more effective than Free's Archons. Coming in with the Reavers. Oh, one Reaver going down, though, and the second Reaver, we didn't even see that Scarab. And all those goons are pretty softened up by storms right now, so we might see them getting picked off. It looks like Anytime has a slightly superior amount of goons, so Free's attack might just get squashed here. It's going to be really close. The Archon reinforcements are about to come in, and those are fresh Archons with, like, 350 or like 300 shields, complete shields, and now Anytime's being forced to fight up the ramp, which is a little disadvantageous for him, but Free's trying to retreat right now, and Anytime might just pursue this and go for a counter push and try to take out Free's third base. It looks like he's content to drive the force away, and he did manage to keep his third base up, so I guess Free failed in that attack, but definitely did do some damage.
I think Pretty Toss is trying to be just a little bit too cute here, trying to get those little bonus Reaver shots, trying to play really risky with his shuttles, losing a couple Reavers and that shuttle there in that last battle without really doing anything. And the rock paper scissors for Protoss macro at the later on, Archons beat Zealots, Zealots beat Dragoons, Dragoons beat Archons, so that was kind of poor for Free going for those Archons when you knew it was a mass Dragoon army, and Templars or a High Templar would have been more effective than Archons. We saw some Zealots coming in there for Free, taking out a High Templar, which is very, very nice as well. And it looks like Anytime's going to use that DT at the top left and delay that fourth base from going up while he takes the fourth base himself. So if he can get his fourth base up and running, he will have a nice little advantage there, the fact he gets it up. But now as we see Anytime starting to convert more into a Zealot and Dark Archon heavy army, we will see those Archons becoming more and more important as they do their nice little splash damage to all of those Zealots that can become very, very effective. And now we're seeing an engagement on the upper ramp here, and not a lot of storms here for either player. I think the High Templar are kind of in the back right now, and there comes a storm picking off one Dragoon. Geez, Anytime, that was not very useful for your storms this time. And Free coming with tons of storms. Oh, geez, all across the line there, picking off a lot of Dragoons. We're going to see some more storms coming in, and more storms everywhere. Free gets some nice ones here. He has less Dragoons right now, but he has beautiful storms, and Anytime not moving out of it. That's like it's a huge criticism of Anytime's play right now, is that he did not move out of storms. That's like watching a Zerg player not move out of, not try and dodge storms, and that's what happens with your Dragoons. They all get down to like 15, 20 health, and then they just go down to just a couple Dragoon shots, and you absolutely get owned. And see another shuttle out for Free. I don't know if he's still producing Reavers, or if he was maybe going for a DT drop or something. He could, that is a possibility, maybe go for a High Templar storm drop, try and do some damage that way. And this DT is still doing so much damage. Why doesn't he have an Observer? I don't know. There's the Observer finally coming in to clean that up. But Free's fourth base has been delayed a lot, so even though once again we're seeing some very good defensive play by both players, Anytime does have the base going up in the bottom right a lot earlier. That's a third gas that comes out a lot earlier, and in all mirror matchup, gas. Gas is the key, not the mineral only, so you gotta count the gases. That's the most important thing. And Anytime's going to be up there early, which means that his Templar count is going to be up. And if he can actually get some good storms off again and doesn't waste his Templar, it could be very good for him. And Free coming in here with another shot, we're going to try and be cute. And I want to pass this off as soon as the Reaver gets dropped here, because it has a huge chance to get a ton of storms.